What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with my Week 9 team analysis for the TB. Again, I screw up the intro. I am here with my Week 9 team analysis for the Battle Union. This week we are heading up against the Welsheons, coached by the creator himself, Tyler the Creator. Fucking Freedo. He's the head honcho, just like I used to be in the MPL, so that has no relevance to what's happening. Let's just go ahead and get right into the team. I'm going to tell you the 10 mons, because we have 10 mon rosters in the TBU. The 10 mon roster that he has, let's see. So he has Sylveon, Infernape, Empoleon, Celebi, Zoroark, Garchomp, Gengar, Weezing, Crobat, and Mega Man Electric. Now he brought Weezing off of the bench just for Mamoswine. That is literally the only reason. Everything on his team gets completely bopped by Mamoswine. Which, yeah, it's kind of stupid to bring it because he is going to over-prepare for it. But I'm bringing it anyway because it does a whole lot of work, and it would be stupid not bring it because it does so much work to his team that it's going to at least pressure him. And if I keep it around, it'll pressure him even more, and I can win with other things. Or I can just win with it after wearing everything down and just clicking Ice Shard every time. So that would be pretty awesome. So first off, I want to say that I really think he is bringing Gengar, Zoroark, Weezing, and Mega Man Electric. It could be up in the air whether or not he's bringing Infernape. I really think he should, especially like a what is it? A physically attacking with like close combat and Mach Punch or whatever. Mach Punch definitely to take on Mamoswine and hurt it. So I feel Infernape could be coming. Even a lead ape would be good for him to get up rocks, but I don't think rocks would be that much of a detriment to the team that I built this week, at least. I feel like he's going to over-prepare definitely for Mamoswine and for Mega Pinsir, which I am not bringing this week. Mega Pinsir does put in a whole lot of work, but I just didn't feel like it fit on my team. Yes, I can throw it on there over something else, but then I'd be lacking something to take a Will-O-Wisp or something to break through, like, I don't know, something to break through an Empoleon or a Celebi or something like that, which is very imperative for this team to work. So let's go ahead, get right into the team that I'm bringing. As you can see that you've been looking at for quite a few minutes now, I've given you guys a chance to look over this set. Bronzong this week is 2-hit KOs everything on his team at least. So the spread allows me to 2-hit KO physically defensive Celebi if it brings it with Signal Beam, 2-hit KOs Gengar with Psychic, 2-hit KOs Weezing and Crobat with Psychic, 2-hit KOs Infernape with either Psychic or Earthquake. It OHKOs an offensive Sylveon with Heavy Slam. Zoroark isn't going to be able to kill with a Dark Pulse, and I can Heavy Slam it. And also, Mega Man Electric, because of the Heat Proof and the Assault Vest, its Overheat does a maximum of 41%. And that's pretty much negligible. Earthquake hits everything on his team, like Infernape, Empoleon, which is very important to hit, and Mega Man Electric at 2 KOs. Mega Man Electric, even after the Intimidate. Mega Man Electric won't be able to do anything in return. Heavy Slam, I already went over. Signal Beam is there for the Celebi, or if he wants to get cheeky and bring in Zoroark, I might be able to predict if it's a Zoroark or not and fire off a Signal Beam and do a whole lot of damage to it. The spread I have is very, I don't know, I spent a lot of time going over a bunch of different damage calcs, and I made sure that I was able to 2-hit KO everything, because being able to OHKO one thing or another I didn't feel was worth going through the trouble of and not being able to 2-hit KO the things that can recover. So it's all about 2-hit KOing things, wearing them down, and then I can Healing Wish up back with my Latias. Latias is holding a Cassid Berry this week. Cassid Berry is for Ghost type, super effective Ghost type attacks. That's mainly for Gengar. I have enough speed to outspeed a modest Gengar, which is kind of a big deal because Gengar could very likely go modest, but he's probably going to run timid if he does bring it. So, the Cassid Berry allows me to feel more comfortable about staying in against a Gengar and firing off a Psychic. He might overpredict, go for a Sludge Bomb, go for an Energy Ball, go for, I don't know. There really isn't any other move that he'd have to go for other than Shadow Ball, because I have nothing on my team to resist Ghost types, which is very unfortunate, but it's just the way that it goes. Healing Wish is going to be able to heal up one of the 3 Assault Vest Mons or my Scarf or Mamoswine. Really, it doesn't matter. Latias is just here to get off a Healing Wish, maybe bluff a Scarf, because he won't be able to tell what berry I am, or what item I am. Dragon Pulse hits the Garchomp. I have enough speed to outspeed, like I said, modest Gengar, which also outspeeds a max speed Garchomp. So Dragon Pulse does quite a bit of damage to Garchomp. If it's an offensive build, it'll OHKO it. This set doesn't really have much to hit a Sylveon, but I do have free switch-ins all over the place. I have the Bronzong, the Excadrill, and the Slowking, all of which can switch into a well, Bronzong for sure can switch into a Specs Hyper Voice, but I'm not really worried about him bringing Sylveon. What else? Latias, like I said, is only here to get up the Healing Wish. I went over its spread. Psychic hits everything that it needs to. And I can Healing Wish everything back up. So that's it. Next up, we have another berry. This one is a Mamoswine with Earthquake, Ice Shard, and Knockoff. The Chople Berry is there in order to take a close combat from Infernape. The situation I'm going over in my head involves a lead matchup of Mamo against Infernape, and the Infernape would be able to OHKO me with a close combat unless I am Choice Scarfed, and I would outspeed him. And I can kill with an Earthquake because the Chople Berry will lower the damage from close combat down to about 70%. If he wants to try and taunt me, he can't because I have Oblivious. He's not going to go for a Flare Blitz on something that he knows isn't going to kill. Flare Blitz would not kill a thick, fat Mamoswine, which like 95% of Mamoswines are anymore. So that's why I'm running Oblivious. I'm going to be able to get up rocks if I really want them, and I feel like rocks would be a very key indicator of knowing whether he has Zoroark or Gengar out on the field, because if he does what I think he's going to do, he's going to cloak Zoroark as either Infernape or Gengar, which would be very smart and catch me off guard, and I have absolutely no way of telling. But I do have Excadrill, which deals with basically everything on his team. Scarf Excadrill just can click Earthquake all day if he doesn't bring Crobat. And even if you bring Celebi, Celebi gets wrecked by X-Scissor. But we'll go over Excadrill in a minute. I'm running Earthquake and Ice Shard with Knockoff. Knockoff is there basically just to hit his switch-ins. The team that he's bringing isn't going to really be hit hard by Ice types. I can already tell, because if he brought Garchomp, it would be dumb. If he brought Crobat, it would get destroyed and doesn't really hit back. If he brought Empoleon, it doesn't outspeed and dies to an Earthquake. If you bring Celebi, it would have to be offensive. Either offensive with Yachi Berry in order to live a couple Ice Shards or something, or it'll have to be straight defensive, and it can take a few Icicle Crashes anyway, if that was the case. So that's why I decided to just bring a sort of chip damage build. I can click Earthquake whenever I want, I can click Knockoff on predicted switches, and I can get up my rocks. So Mamo, even though it does put in so much work, I'm not bringing a set that is going to be completely... It's not going to completely tear him apart, because he's going to over-prepare for it, like I said. Next up, we have Excadrill. Excadrill is Choice Scarfed. Even after a Mega Man Electric, Intimidate, it kills with Earthquake. It kills Weezing with Earthquake, and it kills Gengar with Earthquake because of Mold Breaker. It kills Infernape with Earthquake as long as it doesn't have Mach Punch, but Mach Punch isn't going to Okomi, and Infernape will just die. It'll just die. And then I have a free switch. Whoa, what's happening there? Then I have a free switch into Latias in case I fear the Mach Punch. So that's that. Also, like I said, Celebi gets wrecked by X-Scissor. I don't know the correct calc off the top of my head because I didn't do it, because I know it at least does 80%. That's just my guess. Even to a physically defensive Celebi, it might be able to live, but then everything else on my team would be able to deal with it, like Mamoswine would be able to Ice Shard kill it. Iron Head really is only there for the Sylveon, because that's his only thing that I don't hit super hard with Earthquake, that other than Celebi. Everything is 2-hit KO'd by Excadrill, at least. So again, this team is more of a team. It's not just throwing out a team of 6 Mons and overrunning the opponent. It's actually going to be a team effort in order to beat Freedo this week. And it's gonna have to come down to the wire, I feel, because he's an amazing player, and yeah, I just have to win it in preparation, and I have to go out there and just play my best, not play like I did last week. Which is why I am making sure to build an actual team that will work together and bring down his really hyper offensive build that he's going to have to bring. So that's Excadrill. Next up, we have an Assault Vest Thunderous T with U-turn over Volt Switch, because I do not want him getting the free Lightning Rod boost with Mega Man Electric, and then he'd be able to hit me with an HP Ice and do a lot of damage because of the +1. U-turn hits Celebi if he wants to bring that in, and it'll do a bunch of damage. Thunderbolt just for stab. Sludge Wave hits Celebi and it hits Sylveon, and then it also does the most damage against Mega Man Electric. And then of course Hidden Power Ice, really only there for Garchomp. I didn't feel like I needed another move on here. I could have gone with HP Flying to hit the Infernape and the Celebi, but I already have so much to hit the Celebi anyway that I didn't feel it was worth it, and I can just go for Thunderbolt and do massive damage against the Infernape anyway. So, I mean, Thunderous is just here, again, to take hits, deal out some massive ones. I have enough speed to outspeed a Jolly Max Speed. No, that's not Jolly Max Speed. It has enough speed to... I forget the speed tier that I put on this thing. It was probably not... It was probably like an adamant... No, it was for a modest Gengar. Again, I probably should boost Latias's speed up to enough to outspeed Infernape, because that could come into play. If I do that, I'll do it after... between now and when I have my match, because I haven't even got my my team yet. So yeah, I'm just rambling right now. Thunderous Tea, again, just here to get some more hits. And right here we have my third Assault Vestmon. This one is Slowking, also with Signal Beam, because Celebi is a good switch into this. I didn't really want Scald because I hit everything on his team really hard with Psychic outside of Sylveon. Focus Blast hits the Empoleon, if he wants to bring that in. I can also... This is my thing to switch into a Will-O-Wisp from a Weezing, because otherwise I don't really appreciate it. I can bring in possibly Bronzong and then get off a Healing Wish to it later, after I take out the Weezing with a Surprise Psychic. But I feel like that's more of a roundabout way of going at it, when I can just go with Slowking, take a burn, fire back some Psychics, some Signal Beams, some Ice Beams, which also hit his team pretty hard. Ice Beam, of course, hitting the Celebi, the Garchomp, and the Crobat. And like I said, it's just here to take hits. A lot of the team is just here to take hits and let Excadrill basically just win the game. Excadrill's gonna have to be my late game sweeper, or else I don't even really need Rapid Spin on here, to be honest, but I didn't feel like I had another option, so I just threw it down there in case. I don't know. I don't have any other options to run on my Excadrill. I could throw Toxic on there, but it doesn't really hit anything that I want to hit. So that's going to be Excadrill. That's not going to be Excadrill. That's going to be the whole team. And that's... I think this is the only... this Bronzong set is the only one that is really going to catch people off guard. I have a couple of berries. Just to deal with some matchups that could happen. It's not super important if they don't happen, because they're still going to do enough work. Something that I need to watch out for is if he does bring Zoroark, he could be packing the Grass Knot for the Mamoswine, and that would be pretty bad against my team. So I feel like I might just end up leading Excadrill and firing off Earthquakes from the very beginning, because even at -1 from Mega Man Electric, I'm going to be able to kill it with an Earthquake, so that's not even, that's not a threat to me. So I feel like I'm just going to lead out with Excadrill against anything on this team. So that's going to be the team. Thank you guys so much for watching. And go ahead, leave a like on this video if you enjoyed, or leave a comment down below about the team overall. And again, thank you for watching, and I will see you guys next time.